Welcome to the new BCMM network. The following podcast is meant solely for the enjoyment and entertainment of our audience. You're watching the all-new Blue Collar Minutemen show. Together we took back our nation, now we fix our government.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Blue Collar Minutemen Show. We're just a couple of guys trying to keep on moving on the Trump train. Keep on moving on the Trump train. Hey, I like that shirt.
Yeah, it's that picture. Fine.
Yeah. Oh, how you been, Bill?
Yeah, good.
Hey, this weather is getting really, really close. I'm going to pull my golf clubs out this week and get them shined up. You just have to let me know when you're ready.
There's a lot of people calling me wanting to know when we're playing.
Well, I'm ready to hit some courses, whether it's here, surrounding counties, or wherever.
I talked to a couple guys that said just give them a call when we're ready.
Well, I'm ready. My swing may not be as good after my little debacle I had.
Excuses.
Oh, well, hey, let's go ahead and get started. Folks, we thank you for joining us. As always, make sure you hit the like, subscribe button, and share these videos. Help get the word out. Check us out on bluecollarminutemen.com for news, videos, and things you might not notice going on. So let's get started with the latest news and reviews of the week. I thought I'd say it that way. Somebody will probably copyright infringement for it. Well, where are you going to start, Bill? Want to start with Slow Mo Joe? You want to start?
Let's start with our newest statue we got.
Oh. So, normally, and like I said, I may be already saying what the news has already said, but this is true. Normally, people who get a statue, they've done something. Innovations in technology, or done something heroic during the war, or honoring a great achievement to humanity. Who was the statue of, and what did they do, Bill?
It's just an unknown African-American woman. Well, somebody said they could have put a bra on her. Looked at it. It looks, though, if you ask me, it looks a lot like Letitia James.
Well, I was just kind of thinking that, I hate to sound bad, but now we had all these DEI hires. Now we got a DEI statue. I mean, just random as all get out.
You've just got black fatigue.
In case you all haven't heard that, that's a new term that's coming up in the Urban Dictionary. Look it up. Listen, well, let me say this about the statue too. Apparently, the artist who created this thing said that it also gave a nod wink to the statue of David. I don't see the nod wink, but okay. But Bill, let's be honest. Why couldn't they have just picked anybody? I mean, if they had picked Louis Farrakhan, might not have liked it, but at least it'd have been somebody we knew.
It would have been something somebody could recognize.
Exactly. Not just, it's like me drawing a picture on a piece of paper and say, here. And then you go, what is it? It's my representation. That's literally what it is. And do we know how much it cost to put that thing there?
I'm not seeing that.
I'm guessing that it cost some money.
I bet.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on, because that's. Hey, let's stay with that since you mentioned Letitia James. What's going on with her here lately, Bill?
Well, I think I sent you that little article about his appeal in her case.
Oh, yeah.
Overturned. Trump gets all his money back. Charges are all dropped. The judge at the appeals court is like, there's no victims. There's no evidence of wrongdoing. Both
No.
sides were happy with the deal.
Yes.
So you're not going to see that on the mainstream media. They're not going to announce it. They're not going to talk about it. They will not let you know that all those things she charged him with are gone.
And let's face it, what is she now facing charges for?
Okay. She is now facing charges for all kinds of shit. And of course, she's saying it's all political, but no, she violated several laws. They
Mhm.
got her on some taxes. They got her on lying on a mortgage to buy a house.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, they got her on all kinds of stuff. Money, she
So,
can't tell where it's at.
well, let me ask you this, Bill. Since everything is supposed to be fair, and Trump had his fraud, about buying his house in Mar-a-Lago and what he spent for it, and all of this. Now it's just fair now that she should have to go through the same thing, right?
I'm waiting for that perp walk.
Waiting for what?
Perp walk. And they put her in handcuffs and walk her into the police station.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming, and I can't wait. But it's funny. It really is funny how, or ironic, as Alanis Morissette would say, isn't it ironic that you accuse the president of the United States for all this fraud, but yet you turn around yourself and you get charged with it, and there is evidence to prove it.
Well, they always say the Democrats, if they tell you somebody's doing something, it's what they're doing.
It's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see this says Letitia James arrest could be coming soon.
Yep.
Wow. Well,
Can't wait.
well, like I said, folks, we've got a lot to talk about. That's just a little bit of it. But while we're still on that northern Yankee side of things, the New York mayor, or not New York, pardon me, Newark, New Jersey mayor, got arrested. And it's his own fault.
Well, they're now saying, even Fox News is now saying the ICE stunt that they pulled before the arrest. But there was no stunt. It was just they were downright trespassing on a federal prison.
Well, and that's the thing, Bill. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can't just march into a federal facility if it's if it's being housed with government officials, no matter what it is. I mean, we can't even carry inside of a federal building.
Right.
So if the federal government, whether they're leasing the building, leasing the land, they're in possession of it at that time. I don't care who you are. You can't just march into a federal installation.
Demand people be released.
Well, I saw Tom Homan talk about it earlier too, and he said, "Yeah, he got arrested. Like you can't just come into our facility." And from what Tom Homan said, he said they literally like stormed in while they were trying to unload a bus full of detainees. So there was the danger of escape. There was the danger of the escapees getting hurt. I don't know what these libs are thinking, Bill. I mean, I really
Well,
don't.
here it says that the stunt they pulled, not ICE, but the congresswoman and the mayor, the stunt they pulled was dangerous for law enforcement and dangerous for the inmates.
Right.
So, I mean, they're trying to get the inmates into jail and they're fighting it.
I'm telling you, that they really are going to FAFO at some point. I'm sorry. This has got to stop. I mean, at some point, we've just all got to say, look, let's just try to do things the right way, no matter if they're trying to impede Trump's progress. Let's at least try to do it the right way where people stay safe. Golly, blows my mind.
Well, here's something moving right along with the crazy shit that they did. The auto pen.
Oh yeah.
Okay. They know now that Biden gave access to the auto pen to Kamala. Trump announced that he's going to null and void all these pardons because, for one, Biden probably didn't know he signed them. Two, they were done with the auto pen. It was probably Kamala that did it. Used the auto pen to sign these pardons.
So,
Because I mean, did you see Joe on The View?
oh my
He
Lord.
still has no idea where he's at, and
Listen,
it showed. He never answered the questions. He just went
no.
off in a rant, and it was hilarious.
Well, Bill, let's be totally realistic here. I'm willing to bet $20,000 that I don't have that entire thing was scripted. The entire set of questions were worked out probably 5 days in advance. Everybody was told what they were to do, what they were to ask, and what they were to say.
Yeah,
It was
but he still went off on it and didn't. I mean, even because she asked him a question about what was that question? Something about something that went on in the last days of his presidency or whatever, and he goes, "Well, we started with an insurrection, and then we went, we had to fight COVID. We just didn't get our stuff together because we had all these problems." And blah, blah. He just kept rambling on about shit she didn't ask him about, but
oh, I know. Classic Joe Biden.
yeah.
I hope that was his last hurrah. Nobody in the world cares what he has to say anymore. At least I don't. Unless he's wanting to come out and tell us what actually really happened about all of that line. If he wants to do that, then yeah, I'm ready to listen. Which with his dementia, he might do.
Yeah.
Well, Bill, on to some lighter news. Ladies and gentlemen, it seems that President Trump has recently nominated a new Surgeon General, U.S. Surgeon General, a Dr. Casey Means. Not sure how many people know about her, but RFK Jr., who of course is Health and Human Services, seems to speak very highly of her and that he's worked with her in the past and that he is hopeful that she will come through as the pick for Surgeon General. Now, Bill, I want to bring this up because once again, I was over at my mom's here recently watching the mainstream liberal media.
You've been brainwashed.
I know. And let me just tell you what they are saying about RFK and the whole health food thing. They're now saying that, and I was watching Nashville News, by the way. This was Nashville News. They are saying that kids are going to be starving now in schools because now they want to take all the red dye, which is bad for you. They want to take the red dye out, and they're saying it's going to affect children's education. And the school board is really upset with our. I'm just telling you what they're saying.
They come up with this shit. All right. Going along with that, do you know everywhere you look, there's signs that we're headed for a recession?
Yeah.
Everywhere except one place. That's the data that tells you if you're going to a recession. It doesn't back it up. CNN actually had to admit after they went on a 30-minute rant about us getting ready to go into a recession then they had to bring out the numbers for the stock market and all this stuff. And they're like, but the data doesn't show it, but we know it's coming. And Trump tweeted out a while ago, China has come to the table and a deal will be struck real soon on trade with China.
Right.
So,
And that's, since you mentioned that, that's another thing. Watching the liberal media, they've been fear mongering that everybody's not going to be able to buy what they need to buy in the stores because of the whole China thing. And the prices of things now are going to go up so astronomically high that people aren't going to be able to purchase their goods. Folks, let me say, Trump's already said this. When he got in there, he said he was going to do everything he can to make America great. And he said, and Bill, you can back me up if you heard this, he said we were going to have some growing pains, but they would go away as everything smooths out.
but you wouldn't know it by going down to our town. But I was in London yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Russell Springs today. Gas in Russell Springs in London is $2.60 a gallon. I come back to Somerset, it's $3.09.
Oh, I know.
Even in Little Nancy, gas is $2.80.
Well, you know, it's about time for the Ohio Navy to get here, so they got to raise gas.
I guess, but I mean, I just don't get it.
Well,
Every place around us has cheap gas.
I know. I mean, when I go over to Western Kentucky, Russellville is usually 20 to 30 cents cheaper than Somerset. When I went over there this time, it was 50 cents cheaper. It was $2.59 a gallon, and it was $3.09 here. And I'm like, heck.
I know. I just don't get it.
I don't either. But like I said, about time for the Ohio Navy to get here. So sorry if any of you all live in Ohio who watch this show. Anyway. Well, let's see. What else we got, Bill?
Tom Tillis, the Senate Majority Leader,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to stop Trump's appointee for the judge for the District of Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
And he's already got a guy getting ready to take him on in North Carolina. He's a retired Navy JAG officer.
Whoa.
He's going to run against Tillis.
Whoa.
And that's where they're wanting everybody to put their money in it and their help to this guy. He's what's his name? No, it says that. Anyway,
yeah,
he's he's running already against Tom in North Carolina. He's out campaigning already. Don Brown is his name.
okay.
If you live in North Carolina, it's somebody you might want to look at.
I'll tell you, we need to get as many people in there and keep cleaning this swamp out just as fast as possible.
But on the same note,
mm-hmm.
You saw who, since Trump's nominee didn't go through, he named an interim judge.
Judge
Jeanine. She's even scarier than the guy that they wouldn't let in there. I mean,
when are they going to learn? They can't get over on the Don. I mean, they just
he's just got backup plan after backup plan after backup plan.
Which I love.
Judge Jeanine is taking over as a district judge in DC.
I love it. Now, to kind of go on a little further with that, I can't remember if we went on, I think the last podcast we mentioned this about James O'Keefe going into hiding. Well, seems like a little piece of what he went into hiding for has come out. If you all haven't seen it, it is that Prince Andrew lied in the interview, and he was on Epstein's Island with those young girls.
And it was what his spokesperson who they got all the
They got
memes on.
recorded.
Yeah.
Yes, they recorded him, and he sat there and spilled it all.
Yep.
Folks. And that was just part one. There's another part that's coming out later on in the week. And of course, we can't show the video. We can talk about it. Hopefully, we won't get Epstein.
Mm-hmm.
But this is going to be hard for them to clean up. I'd say the royal family is really having some problems right now.
Yeah, they are. But speaking of the royals in England, did you see where Ellen DeGeneres, she moved to England when Trump got elected? Guess what? She wants to come back because she says life's too hard in England. I'd pull her visa and just say, "Hey, you're there. No, don't even come back."
You know what's funny? That's three people, two of which are talking that they made mistakes. You remember I brought up the fact about the black lady who moved to Uganda?
Yeah, she moved to Africa. Yeah.
And now she wants to come back. Ellen done moved. She wants to come back. Huh. Maybe this place ain't so bad now, is it?
So bad. Ain't so bad after all.
Hey, but you know what? Feel free. I hope Whoopi and some of the rest of them go. But like you said,
that'd be nice.
But like you said, though, like cancel their visas. Like you leave, you can't come back.
Yeah.
Like these people are brain dead, man. There's nothing in the world that makes me want to move out of this country to somewhere else.
Okay. This is, the governor, Katie Hochul, New York governor.
No, but let's go with.
Here's what she just said.
Oh, geez.
Right now, we have, young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is.
I'm sick of this.
They're probably a lot better on the computer than she is.
I know. What is wrong with people, man? What is wrong with these Democrats and liberals? I just can't no more, man. It's constant.
Yeah. See, the Democrats are now they're fighting amongst themselves.
Oh, I know.
For example, James Carville.
Yeah.
He was Bill Clinton's big buddy, big speaker and all that. Big Democrat strategist. He is wanting Ilhan Omar to leave the Democrat Party. So the Democrats don't even want her. You're pretty bad when the Democrats don't even want you.
Hey, I hope they get rid of them. Well, here's the thing, Bill. The Democrats need to change their playbook like yesterday. They need a total revamp of their party.
They are still stunned, shocked, and living in disbelief. Because it's okay. Here's a meme. Kamala paid $2 million so Oprah would come and speak. So Trump slaps a sticker on a garbage truck and wins the election.
Probably cost him $4.
Yeah.
Hey, here's something that we almost slipped by us. And this concerns what you were saying earlier about China. Apparently, and of course I sent this to you, Apparently, there were 40 banks in China that are about to go under because of Trump's tariffs and everything.
That's why they've come to the table.
Folks, we got to understand something. We got to get businesses back in this country and get things made in America again.
Well, you got to understand, tariffs are a tool. They're a bargaining tool.
Mm-hmm.
You throw them out. I mean, the other countries have been tariffing us out the yin yang for years.
Yes.
And we had tariffs in place under Biden. He had tariffs in place. Never heard news talk about that, do you?
Nope.
Nope. So
Oh,
he
Bill.
knows he uses it as a tool to get him to come to the table.
Yes. And it's working.
Yeah.
And like Trump said, and like I just said, we're going to get back to a good time. But you got to get through the rough spot. And I think Trump made a speech this week too, Bill. And tell me if you heard this. He said, if you're going to buy stock, you better get it now. He said it's about to go boom.
Yep.
Meaning if you're in stock, you better get some because they're about to go through the roof. And it's because of his deals.
Yep.
Now, Bill, I know we're getting shorter on time, but
We got 10.
Tell the people what you told me a minute ago about the money that Trump is going to take and he's going to use it for. Come on.
They've announced they're going to take the money that's being spent on housing the illegals, and he's going to build a veterans center where homeless vets can come and stay.
What?
And they'll have job placement and help them with education and training and help them find jobs.
What?
Yeah.
But wait a minute, Bill. The mainstream media said Trump is cutting VA benefits. He's taking away the care for the veterans. Trump bad. Trump making cutbacks. Trump bad.
Yeah. Well. I was glad to see, Pete has gave the trans people until June the 6th to voluntarily leave the military. On June 6th, if you haven't voluntarily separated, you will be forcefully separated.
Sounds good to me.
So,
well, I just want to make a comment about the whole veterans thing. I think that is one of the best ideas, ever. Because now that money can be used for something good instead of figuring out transgender studies in mice in Iraq or something stupid like that. We use that money here at home, folks. We use it to help other Americans. That's what we use it for. Jeez. And anybody who's still listening to that mainstream media, y'all just need to quit it.
Mainstream media is so much they're not telling.
They're not telling a lot of stuff.
Just I said, they haven't mentioned that Trump won his case in the appeals court.
No.
Not one word.
And how much media coverage you think this new veterans center in DC is going to get?
And
because they don't want to show Trump in a positive light. So hats off to all of those who served, all of those in Washington who are needing some help. And you said too, Bill, that they were going to offer them training to get jobs and things like that too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
old Harry Sessions, you know him, right? From Twitter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He is saying Judge Jeanine is unqualified to be DC U.S. attorney. Unqualified. But She spent decades as a prosecutor.
Uh-huh.
She pioneered the domestic violence units, got
Uh-huh.
them started, and she was Westchester's first female DA. So I guess he just didn't know all that stuff. He thought she was just a TV personality.
Like Pete Hegseth.
Yeah.
uh, I'm telling you, folks, that's what they need to put a statue up. Put a statue of Judge Jeannie Shapiro up there. And get rid of that other statue of the no-name lady with her hands on her hips. Looks like she's about to go, mm-hmm. I'm getting ready to smack you down. My bad. That was bad of me. Mm-hmm. How much time we got, Bill?
5 minutes and a half.
Okay.
I want to see if there's anything new popping up here.
Well, while you're looking for that, let me just throw this out there about the health of the country, folks. If you all just look at any old time photos from like the 1930s to, let's say, the 60s, you won't hardly find any people in those photos that are obese. Now, granted, things were different. They didn't have the technology or was able to go to the grocery store like we did. But people cooked their food. They went to local butcher shops. They went and they gathered herbs out in the woods, and a lot of this stuff was lost. We definitely need to get back to that. And just to throw this fact out there, there is no autism in the Amish communities. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, somebody put a meme on X a while ago that says, can somebody please explain to me why the thousands and thousands of unvaccinated people are still alive?
Wait, hold on, let me check.
Yeah.
Here's
something new just came out. A whistleblower went to FBI Director Kash Patel and has proof that the judges that have been ruling against Trump are taking bribes from, and their money they're getting it to bribe them is from migrant trafficking funds. So Kash just turned over all the stuff they found over to Pam Bondi. Let's see if some judges don't get a little bit scared.
Oh, Lord. This mess is going to be getting cleaned up for an entire Trump presidency. This ain't going to end no time soon. This swamp is deep. Well, that's all I got, Bill.
Okay, Democrat Judge Rochelle Lozino Camacho turns herself in to the county officials. She's been arrested and charged with vote harvesting.
Oh, yeah.
She was targeting seniors during her primary. She was going into people in these homes that had dementia, and
we knew they were doing that. But there's your proof, ladies and gentlemen. Bill, we better wrap this up before we run out of time here.
All righty.
Folks, thank you all for joining us as always. Hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure you check us out on YouTube, BitChute, and Rumble. Check us out on our social media pages on Instagram, Truth Social, the X, and a few others. And also check out the website at BlueCollarMinutemen.com. Thank you all for joining us. Be safe. God bless you all. God bless America. And let's get healthy again. Let's do that.
Let's do that. See ya.